Hey everyone, CaffeineMan here, and today's video is not really a caffeine-related video per se, but it's actually kind of a reaction video, and I don't typically do reaction videos, so I'm probably not going to do it right. So why am I doing it? Well, sometimes you just need to do like a public service announcement to help people out, and basically there's this comedy channel that just really isn't funny, so I figured I'd let people know about it, and exactly why it's not funny, coming right up. Hello again everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it, and in today's video, we are straying away from the caffeine content a little bit in order to bring you a public service announcement about the Shuli Network. This channel is supposed to be a comedy channel, but I've watched several of their stuff and it's not. And don't get me wrong, I enjoy comedy. I've been to local comedy shows, I've been to big comedy shows, I've been to comedy shows in Vegas, I've watched comedy on TV, and with comedy, it's a very large audience. There's lots of different ways that you can go with it, and I appreciate just about every genre of comedy that they have. And with all these different genres, they're just not really a comedy channel. They try to be a comedy channel, so I give them that at least, but they just don't succeed. But how did this all come to be? Let's just get right into it. About a week or two ago, I got a DM from someone named Joe Russo Marketing on Instagram asking me if I'd like to be on this show. Just a couple of days later, I actually got a DM from MJ Klein, who is a fan of the channel and also reviews energy drinks, saying he got a DM from Joe Russo as well and wanted to know if I knew anything about it. So at this point, I went to the channel to do my due diligence to see what we'd potentially be getting into. And after briefly looking at their channel, I saw a video of them making fun of MJ Klein. And as I continued to scroll, apparently they like making several videos making fun of MJ Klein. So I commented back to MJ Klein saying, oh, you know what? They actually like to make fun of people, so you may not want to go on their channel because they're probably just going to make fun of you. And at that point, he said, yeah, I kind of looked at their channel and I kind of felt the same way, but he just wanted to get my opinion on it. But then I got thinking, well, since Joe contacted me as well, I'm curious if they actually have a video on me. And lo and behold, they have a reaction video that's about me. And I said, oh, great. I get to watch a comedy show of people making fun of me, which is great because I have a good sense of humor. So if people are going to make jokes about me, I'm usually a good sport about it. But the jokes kind of have to be funny. And really all they did was kind of just trash talk and use generic humor, and they just it's hard to explain. They just weren't funny, but I'll try to explain why it's not funny so that you guys don't have to watch the video. You can watch the video. I'm going to point you to the video at the end of this video so you can see what happened. I'm not really sure if I'm going to be able to show their video playing while I'm doing it, so I'm going to just have to tell you what happened. But if anything, they just basically like to be mean for the sake of being mean, which I guess that is their equivalent to being funny. And to me, it didn't really overly matter. I wasn't offended by it. Well, I mean, I was offended, but I was only offended because of their lack of humor. Not personally offended. Because I knew 7 years ago when I started my channel that there were going to be trolls, there were going to be people that leave comments, and there would be, maybe if I got popular enough, people that would do reaction videos about my video. It's just something that comes with the game, so you have to expect it. If anything, I should really feel honored. Like when I got my first couple of trolls, I'm like, oh man, I must be succeeding at my channel because, you know, once you got the trolls usually want to get that reaction out of you. And if you don't have a big channel, why are they going to bother trolling you? So I kind of felt like going into this, I kind of felt honored that I was going to be on a reaction channel. But to be honest, not this reaction channel. It's kind of an insult. And now before I get into what they said about me specifically, which wasn't horrible, it just wasn't funny, I want to explain other aspects of things that really people don't consider to be funny. You see, MJ Klein has been a fan of my channel for quite a while, and if I recall correctly, he'll correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he actually started reviewing energy drinks because he was inspired by my channel, and I always encourage everyone to start a channel if they like energy drinks because I really think there needs to be more energy drink reviewers out there, and he did that, so I'm glad to be able to inspire people to start channels. Now, MJ always lets me know about new drinks, and he actually tells me drinks from other countries when he finds stuff from Japan and many other exotic places. And MJ is also a person with a disability. As a person with a disability, his videos might be a little bit longer and a little bit different from other people's review style, but he is doing what he loves, which is sharing energy drinks with the public. Hopefully I am being politically correct enough. I tried to do some Google searches to make sure I was using the correct term, and apparently person with disability encompasses a very large audience with many things in between, and that's where we're starting. Now the Shuli Network as comedians, decide that some of their best comedy comes from making fun of disabled people. Now, like I said, I've seen hundreds, maybe even thousands of comedians and comedy shows of varying funniness, low, medium, high. I don't ever recall seeing anyone making fun of disabled people. You just don't do that. It literally just makes you an asshole, really. And I'm not sure, I don't know if they're religious or not. I would guess from their name they're religious, but I'm pretty sure no matter what religion you may follow, you pretty much go to hell for being such a horrible person making fun of disabled people. I mean, you just don't do it, but that's how they think their channel is gonna thrive. Now let me exaggerate the situation here. I am gonna give you an example, an exaggerated example, and I ask you to just follow along with me to the end for me to actually make my point, because you guys know I'm long-winded. But let's say you're walking through the park and there's lots of families, people with their dogs and stuff, and then there's this one family that has a handicapped child in a wheelchair. They were born that way and been confined to a wheelchair for 10 years, and as you walk by, he smiles at you and waves, and you feel good that he's with a loving family that's taking care of him. And I'm sure 99.9% of the people just feel bad for this child, but happy that they're in a loving family. Now that other 0.1% is a guy that just comes by and sees this kid wave to him that's disabled, and he just knocks them over, knocks the wheelchair over, they fall onto the ground, and they go, ha, look, I knocked him over, that's funny. And clearly, this person is an asshole. But then, someone else who was not too far away actually laughs and says, ha, that's funny, he just knocked that little disabled guy over. Well, who are these people? Well, that 0.1% is the Shuli Network knocking over the disabled people, and that guy that's laughing is the 20,000 subscribers that actually follow this Shuli Network channel. And who knows, maybe that's why they were picking on my channel a little bit, because I actually have 50,000 subscribers and they only have 20,000 subscribers. And I'm in a very niche genre, like energy drinks is extremely niche. And that 50,000 that I have is probably the 50,000 people in the world that are interested in energy drinks and do searches for them, because that's how niche it is. I'm pretty sure I'm capped out with my audience. But a comedy channel on YouTube, I mean, a comedy channel that's been around for 3 years, if they're funny, should at least have like 100,000 subscribers and up to the millions, because there are so many comedians out there that there's lots of different funny people, and there's lots of people that appreciate humor. So the fact that they only have 20,000 subscribers, you'd think that they'd get the hint, really. But getting back to my exaggerated situation of that truly horrible event that just happened, that I'm pretty sure most people, and maybe even them, would say, that's not funny. We wouldn't do that to a kid in a handicapped wheelchair. But what I'm curious about is, at what point is making fun of a disabled person okay? If they're 100% disabled, yeah, that's not funny. But what if they're like 50% disabled? Are you able to make fun of them then? Or what if they're pretty much a fully functioning normal person with just a 1% disability? Is it okay to make fun of them? Is it still funny? The answer is no. There's no way in whatsoever, depending on the percentage of how disabled they are, that you should make fun of them. It's not right. If you make fun of disabled people, you're not funny. You're just an asshole who thinks you're funny. Unfortunately, when you get one asshole in a room with another asshole, if they don't know they're assholes and treat each other like assholes, they'll compare stories and realize that they both have a similar outlook on life and don't understand why people don't get it, and then they become best friends soulmate assholes. But then oddly enough, these two soulmate assholes find a third soulmate asshole, and then they all decide, hey, we're super funny, all three of us, we all love to make fun of disabled people, we should start our own comedy channel. Wouldn't that be great? Look at your subscriber count. That's a really great comedy channel. Now, of course, it's not just disabled people that they make fun of. They'll make fun of pretty much anyone. It's just that the disabled people are easy targets for them. So when they actually need to pick on non-disabled people, their lack of humor really shows up at that point. So let's take my video, for example, and go through what happened in my video. First off, my biggest disadvantage was that they picked a video that had bad audio. Now, in my 7 years of doing YouTube, I've had thousands of videos that I've made, and only 3 of them had bad audio. One of them I had to re-record. Another one I tried to use audio software to diffuse some of the sound. Didn't really work out too well. And when it comes to YouTube, yes, The worst thing you can do on a YouTube video is have bad audio. Everybody knows that. If you have bad quality video, that's kind of okay if you're funny. If you have other bad lighting and stuff, there's certain things you can get away with. Bad audio is a no-no. Nobody wants to listen to bad audio. But they just so happened to pick one that had bad audio, and I did actually cut out a ton of the bad audio, so my video was a little bit shorter than usual, but there were just certain sections that I had to have in there, like during the taste test and everything, and it was a little bit scratchy and stuff, and it was bad. So yes, they had every right to make fun of that. It was my own fault, and I probably should have re-recorded the video, and the only reason that I didn't was because this was the only can that I had. I hadn't found it anywhere near me, so I didn't have another can to review, and I said, okay, let me put something in the comments letting people know that there's a couple of sections that have bad audio, and hopefully my audience can kind of get through it, not knowing a reaction channel was going to take a look at that and harp on it. And like I said, yes, definitely make fun of it. It's my own fault, but they just harped on it way too much. Like, you make a joke or two about it, fine, but just to continually make jokes about it, harping on it is just, you know, taking a joke too far, really. And even the joke that they made wasn't really that funny, but understandable. But then to just keep going on, it's like the people that think they're funny and just keep talking, and then they stopped being funny like 10 minutes ago and they're just still going, and you're like backing away, trying to get away from them. Okay, yeah, well, I gotta go, I gotta see it. No, wait, the story gets even funny. No, it doesn't. It doesn't get any funnier. So let's move on from that and start to get into the video. Within the first 30 seconds of my intro, one of the first jokes they say, is this guy married? No way this guy is married. Looks like the type of guy that marries a Japanese pillow doll. Now, how can they determine all this within the first 30 seconds of my video? They really don't know anything about me, and I haven't really given them much information in the video yet. It's only 30 seconds in, and I didn't give them a cause to say any of those things. And what I mean by that is that when it comes to comedy and when it comes to reaction videos, the person in the video usually has to do something for the other people to react to it. That's what makes it funny. But if you're not reacting to anything that I did, you're just really falling back on your book of old dirty man jokes saying, ha ha ha, is this guy married? No way, ha ha ha. You can say that about anybody in any video, whether they're male or female, but if you don't have a reason for saying it, how is that really a funny joke? Like, seriously, how many times have they actually used this joke? I'd have to say probably more than 50% of the time. It's just their go-to. It's like, hey, let's make fun of this guy saying he can't get a girl. And don't get me wrong, I don't mind being insulted for the sake of comedy if it's actually funny. Can I give an actual example? Well, I mean, I don't really consider myself a comedian, so you can tell me if this is funny, but I would think that a reaction channel would do something more along the lines of, is this guy married? Look at what he's wearing. He's trying too hard to look like Pedro Pascal. Nobody's gonna marry this guy. You see what I did there? I looked at what the person, I looked at what they were wearing, reacted to it, compared it to somebody famous in order to make it into a joke that I would never be like that guy, so I wouldn't be able to get a girl. And it made it just a little bit funnier than their joke, as opposed to just a blanket statement of, is this guy even married? I mean, idiots, really. Is this guy married? Questioning his masculinity? Check. What's the next one on the list? Now, they did make fun of my hand gestures. As you guys know, you're probably used to it if you watch the channel. I do a lot of hand gestures. You see me doing this, you see me doing that. And people that don't watch the channel or see it for the first time, sometimes they catch on to that. They're like, what's this guy doing? Flopping his hands all around and stuff. So yeah, definitely make fun of that. It was funny, but you know, there is a reason for it. I don't just flop my hands around for no reason whatsoever. If anyone actually does research on YouTube and wants to have a successful channel, there are certain things that you can do. And they're just little psychological things, and one of them is you want to keep people's attention. So in my videos, you'll see me put up pictures, you'll see me put the CaffeineMan rating chart, you'll see me put the carbonation meter, you'll see me move from one side to the other, which I haven't done in this video yet, so maybe I should just kind of over here. Yeah, see. But usually you jump cut it, and when you do something like that, it catches their eye. So when you're talking like this, you're always keeping the viewer interested because there's always some kind of an action going on. Most people don't even notice that I do it, but I guess if you're a reaction channel, you're looking for any reason to pick on somebody. It also helps that I'm half Italian, so it wasn't really that hard to add this to my videos. Unlike three guys who are just sitting there in front of a microphone, not doing anything, with a generic red brick wall background. and a truly atrocious logo. It's so distracting that when you look at it, it actually kind of vibrates on the back because they didn't put it there right. I mean, trust me, I'm a graphic designer, so I know these little things. They just probably went into a Word document and put it together. But I know that it's a shit background, and if you guys go look at it, you'll be like, wow, yeah, CaffeineMan, right, that's a shit background. Let me know in the comments below if you think it's a shitty background, or while you're there, let them know they have a shitty background. And the thing is green screen. They're one of those people, they're probably on their computer using their little webcam to record themselves, and they can put anything in the background. They can put anything in the entire world in the background. They could put bookshelves, they could put a nice design, they could use anything. They could put a landscape, but they chose a shitty, crappy red brick wall, like just in that font of the logo. Terrible. But that's what they chose. So be warned, if you watch their videos, you're gonna have to see guys just sitting there talking in front of the microphone. Oh yeah, oh, look at this guy. Is he married? Oh yeah. Don't mind this crappy background behind me. That's just a red brick wall with a red and white logo that just vibrates and bothers my eyes. Just ignore that because we're just boring and don't tell funny jokes. Moving on, they then noticed when I held up the can that my clothes matched the can. Sometimes people don't notice this right away. Sometimes it takes 2 or 3 videos before they notice it. But once again, reaction channel, they hone in on everything. And when people notice this, a lot of people, friends, family, people in the comments that don't even know me, once they realize that, they're like, oh wow, this guy matches the can. That's kind of awesome. That's kind of like just another little thing that he does that makes him different than other people. It's clever. He matches the can. His wardrobe must be huge. And literally in 100% of the cases, no one has ever had a problem with me matching the can. So what did the Shuli amigos think of it? As soon as they noticed that I matched the can, they call me an effing weirdo. An effing weirdo because I did something different than what any other people do on their channel. And 99.9, it was 100, 99.9% of the people in the world think that is a great thing that I do, but them, they think that I'm a effing weirdo. So why am I an effing weirdo for wearing those clothes? Oh wait, no, it's just a joke. Don't take it personally. It's just they're comedians. That's what they do. They make jokes. So they find any reason to what? Oh wait, hold on. Let's check off that list. What do we got? We got making fun of his masculinity, asking if he's married for no reason. Check. We need to find a reason to call this guy an effing weirdo. Oh, he's matching the can. Okay, effing weirdo. Check. What's next on the list, guys? We got this checklist that we have to be funny. These are the things that are guaranteed to be funny. No, these are the things that make you assholes yourself. Yes. Come up with some original jokes. I matched the can, so I'm an effing weirdo. Great job, guys. I mean, literally, I really think these guys, they just haven't left middle school yet. This is like middle school humor. Their jokes revolve around masculinity, not being married, calling someone an effing weirdo without any logical reasoning behind it, making fun of disabled people, and really, they really haven't left middle school yet. But they're like 90. Did I mention that yet? Have you guys seen them yet? Yeah, they're not middle school kids, they're not high school kids, college kids. Like, they're old. Like, at this point in their life, they should know better. Like, maybe making fun of disabled people was funny 20, 30 years ago. Some people played around with it, but definitely not nowadays. Like, definitely not. We're talking like cancel culture. And I can't help but think that they have to be best friends with each other because nobody else would really want to be friends with people like this. Like, how can you be as old as you are and be as unfunny as you are? And I think the answer is because they think that they're funny and there's no one around that's gonna like tell them they're not, but that's why I'm here. I can only imagine the parties they go to and like they show up and they're like, oh God, the Shulis are here. Let's hide. I can't talk to them. Their jokes just go on forever. They're just not funny. And they're probably the type of people that like laugh at their own jokes too, to try and make everybody else laugh. Any friends that they have, they're probably paid friends, people in their industry and stuff that have to be nice to each other. But pretty much at their age, if they're willing to make fun of disabled people, they're probably sexist, racist, and any kind of other ist there is, and find all of those things to be funny, which usually aren't. Where are the jokes, guys? It's supposed to be a comedy channel, but I mean, what do you expect when the show's run by Willie, a Joe Biden lookalike, and John Travolta's ugly bored brother? What can you expect? And heck, Willie's even dead, poor guy. He's dead, and it's I guess it's apropos because so is Shuli's career. Now, they actually, I have long videos, so they actually fast forward the video a little bit. They get to the taste test, and I actually smell the drink before tasting it. Now, I normally don't smell the drink, or I jump cut it out because I'm not really sure how much it adds to the video, but apparently smelling the drink to them is a no-no. No. Don't smell that drink. Because as soon as I smelled the drink, he said, man, this guy's an asshole. I really don't like this guy. All because I smelled the drink? I smell the drink and you hate me now? I'm an asshole? I mean, I guess that's how a reaction channel works. He reacts to me smelling the drink, but like he had some childhood trauma with smelling stuff. But maybe he has something wrong with his senses and his sense of smell doesn't work because he can't smell how shitty his own channel is. Oh wait, it's a comedy channel. Masculinity, reason to call him an effing weirdo. Reason to not like him and call him an a-hole. That way, if I don't like him and call him an a-hole, everyone else won't like him and call him an a-hole too. It'll be funny. It's a funny bit. That's why we add it into all our videos. Yeah. Idiots. So yeah, on top of all that, besides calling me an asshole, they don't like me, I'm an effing weirdo, I find it interesting that their marketing agent, Joe Russo, decides to contact me to see if I want to be on the show. Why in the world would I want to be on your show? Why do you want an effing weirdo a-hole on your show? Just so I could show up and you could, try and make fun of me? We're not going on your show to insult us. But hey, it was worth a shot to reach out to me. But I did actually look into some stuff a little bit more. And apparently, Shuli used to be part of the Howard Stern show for like 15 years, but he left to be on his own and do his own comedy. And let me ask, how's that working for you, Shuli? Perhaps you should have stuck with what you knew. But their YouTube channel, it's not their bread and butter. That 20,000 subscribers, it's not because they have a YouTube channel. It's because they have a podcast. So apparently their podcast is probably really huge. The problem is when it comes to podcasts, it's really hard to see, to get public information as to how many people follow the podcast. I've been to several different podcast places and it doesn't list subscribers. I guess it doesn't really matter for a podcast how many people watch or listen. You just have to assume that they have big numbers. And I would have to agree. I would have to assume that the podcast does do a lot better than their YouTube channel. Because on the podcast, you only have to listen to them. If you actually saw these ugly bastards, you can see why they don't have many subscribers. These guys are old, ugly bastards. Hey, you know what? That's what they should call the show. I mean, they'd probably get more subscribers that way. The Old Ugly Bastards. I like it. What do you guys think? Old Ugly Bastards. Much better name than the Shuli Network. The Shuli Network, you're just looking to have like Israeli jokes against you, and you probably don't want to open yourself up to that. And I'm not going to do any of those jokes because I'm not a racist. Even though there are funny racist jokes about that, it's not me. I don't do it. But I did always wonder how Moses made the most amazing coffee. And it's because he brews it. That joke was probably funnier than their entire show picking on me. My goodness. It shows how easy it is to do good comedy, not toilet middle school humor. But yeah, feel free to head on over to their channel, check it out, leave them lots of mean comments. Don't worry, they're not going to reply to them because they're in their heads, they're way too famous to be able to respond to the 5 comments that people left to them. Yeah, guys, YouTube channel, you need to respond to comments. You need to stimulate the algorithm, but they're probably just too rich to have to worry about that. We don't need to respond to comments. Who cares about the people? Your subscribers. If you care about your subscribers, you should talk to them. And Shuli Network, this one's for you. You're a bunch of... It's true. No denying it. But heck, why not get them some more views for the algorithm? You can check out their video right there, and you can complain to them about picking on poor little CaffeineMan. How dare you? And you can actually check out that video right there if you actually want to see a funny video. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. And until next time, have yourselves a great day. I hope my audio is good. Or night.